to do at this time. And that's a reality. It's not a criticism. It would best serve the people of the country if the government is able to say, listen, we can't do this at this time because it is total devastation. Although we're doing our best, a lot more intervention needs to happen, a lot more coordination, and a lot more prospective thinking in terms of how are we going to prevent this thing from spiraling out of control.
I mean, there were so many points there that you picked up on, and I'm going to just try and follow up on a few. The issue of disease, I mean, that's quite concerning, isn't it? Given
alarming. In fact, the Constitution makes allowances for disaster emergency. It's different from a state of emergency. So I'm anti-state of emergency. But there is within the Constitution disaster emergency, which allows wide powers. For instance, a suspension of the stringent budget, the tight budget, that would prevent the government from allocating funds in such a way to prevent things like these. So it's not wastage, because we understand that developing countries, especially when they borrow from the IMF and stuff like that, will want to try to ensure that the economy or the gains is not lost. However, you're going to lose life in the process. And so if you're going to protect the people, you're going to have to make sure that communities are sterile. If you can't make it sterile, there has to be complete evacuation. Post Melissa, there has to be an evacuation. I haven't even heard, I think it's today or tomorrow, Reggae Boys is set to play their qualifying match. And yes, this is a historical moment. I predict they will win, but one can understand that at a minimum, maybe the indoor Ronnie Williams Center, if that's what, is opened and persons transported, as well as hotels along the coast transformed into shelters. These things are important because there are some places, I think it was Rio, a hotel where they were laying off people, but you might want to, the government might want to subsidize it and put people in hotels, especially since the tourism sector is hit, but you want to preserve lives, and that's something important. Now, the disease, as I said, we can be exposed to cholera, we can be exposed to more than leptospirosis, if I'm saying that right. And Dr. Dawes, who is the opposition spokesperson, he stood up in Parliament and he says, we need to react to this. This was before the actual hurricane, and we were shut down in Parliament about that, trying to think about preparation and what the input would look like. But what is important, I would say, is, again, you're not allowed to criticize the government, you're not allowed to have mature consideration and constructive criticisms, but as a human rights attorney that has the capacity to do that, I'm here for it. So I'm looking at the comments at the same time and understanding that, if you worried about lives, you would understand that everything that is supposed to be done in the space, even when there is volunteering, there must be consideration for the realities. So you take your victims as you find them. For instance, care packages are going out, and I haven't seen one care package put together that can feed a Rastaman or his family or a Muslim or persons who are of a faith that it requires halal or kosher. But of course, they say beggars can't be choosers and you take what you get, but that's not the reality. Let's talk about persons with, keeping with the theme, take your victim as you find them, persons who have non-communicable disease, diabetes, hypertension, or any infection that would require antibiotics that needs to be refrigerated. Here it is 20 days out and more than half the island is still without light. Who is storing the medication? Who is ensuring that persons who are required to live by cold storage medication, that they are getting it? That question raised in Parliament, Whether it was answered sufficiently is a matter for those who don't like to be criticized. But these are considerations that we need to have. Otherwise, if you invite me on your program in January, I guarantee you we're going to be start to talk. Conversation is going to be about how did we manage to lose so many lives and why is healthcare so deteriorated and diminished, and what are the things we need to do for further prevention.
Once we get to 20,000, we'll take a couple of questions. I haven't got much time with Isat, so once we get to 20,000, you can come up and you'll have 20 seconds to ask a question. But I guess the point that I wanted to follow up on, Isat, is the criticism from a lot of people saying that they're trying to reach their MPs. Their MPs aren't available. They can't connect with their MPs, and therefore they are waiting on government to try and reach them, to try and, sort of give them aid or support. I mean, have you heard any sort of criticisms or issues in your constituency where people have been trying to reach you and they can't reach you, or have they reached you and you've not been able to help?
I'm smiling now, and let me be politically correct with this. I live in Portland, Eastern. My office was open on Saturday and Sunday. And persons say, you can check social media, they say I'm missing, they haven't seen me before or after. I was literally in the rain. I was there on the ground. I experienced Melissa from Portland. Where I live is by the sea. It was horrible, it was frightening, all of that. I lived without light up until I was like, this is too much, and I went and got my own generator because nobody decided that they would lend me a generator that was actually donated. And persons are saying they're not seeing you, but they at the same time are being political when you're not. Like for me, politics and election is over. I don't care if you're JLP or PNP. For me, my duty, my obligation is to the people of Portland, Eastern, and by extension, those in the West who have reached out. So I think it's unfair to MPs because they can't be everywhere. So another thing is some persons are so political minded, and I've said this before I even went to Parliament. If you stay political outside of Gordon House, it's to your detriment because most of the persons in the house are friends. We have to have professional, cordial relationships, and we get along for the purpose of running the country, even under criticism. And a lot of the political pageantry is causing persons to be on social media saying, oh, I can't see my MP. And for those who are there hustling on the backs of the people who need it, collecting 2 to 3 care packages while other persons get none. When you have shut-ins, old people, children, pregnant women, persons with disabilities, persons who are ill, who cannot show up and join those, excuse my criticism, but silly lines and social media humanitarian videos for likes and views. And they can't come on the coastline and they can't line up behind the trucks and fight over the bags and the bottles of water. We have to think about reaching the persons who just can't reach, who can't speak up for themselves. And MPs are busy. MPs are busy trying, all of them. There's no assumption. If you think that no MPs aren't working, you're lying. And I'm going to defend even the ones on the other side. However it looks, and I ignore social media. So when I see 5 JLP MPs in St. Elizabeth and they're giving out stuff, that's just more hands. It would be nice if it happens to be a member of parliament from the People's National Party side. It would be nice if you gave a call and said, if you're not busy, come and show your face. It's a collective effort. But what you won't ever get from the member of parliament, Isat Buchanan, you will not see me in photographs putting care packages in people's hands. It breaches human dignity. It breaches the right to privacy. It is just, I think it is distasteful and classless. And so for those, and I understand private persons who go out and they are here for the social media and here to promote charities. You make your videos and you said, hey, I'm giving away 20,000 packages, send me $20 million, fine. But for the members of parliaments, we should try to refrain from being in the space and being photographed saying, here, old lady in a wheelchair, here's a care package, and by the way, this one is from the Jamaica Labour Party, brought to you by your favorite minister. No, vice versa. And that's just me. I could be wrong, but again, I'm a human rights attorney before all of the political nonsense. Let me put it that way.
Let me ask you then, Isat, about the government and the Prime Minister in particular, because I feel like you've seen, like everyone else, the criticism that has been directed towards him. I mean, he did say that he, believed that the response in the aftermath of Melissa was very slow in terms of getting aid out there. Do you have confidence in the plans that are in place now and the fact that the government says that they will try and reach everyone, but have admitted that they cannot do this alone? Do you think people should get behind the Prime Minister and try and support him?
The Prime Minister saying that he cannot do it alone is the hard truth. Am I going to criticize him for saying that? No. Am I going to criticize him for touching down in St. Elizabeth and then there's a whole thing about, oh yeah, he wants to build a smart city there and forgot about Westmoreland? No. Because in the moment, heavy is the head that wears the crown. He too can't be anywhere, or I'd be here. Hey, Mr. Prime Minister, touch down in a Portland Eastern. I chew me dead and you have the helicopter. I don't have time for that. I understand, and I started this conversation by saying, listen, Jamaica is an island. You can't, this is one, Mr. Prime Minister, you cannot PR this reality. You can't do it alone. The opposition leader, he made it clear. Mark Golding said, listen, we need to cooperate on this. The members of the opposition needs to be included. But it's not just that. There has to be administrative realities. If that was the case, you wouldn't have the whole mix-up with Buchanan and Daryl Vaz about missing items, and there wouldn't be victim blaming, because the reality is there needs to be group effort and communication between all parties. I'm also anti-tearing down government in a disaster, because res ipsa loquitur. It speaks for itself. I don't need to say anything in relation to that, because the government of the day cannot do this one by itself, including, and I said it in other spaces, I've launched my own GoFundMe account, not because I want to, but because the diaspora says, I don't trust government, I need to send the money to you to do what you're doing. And I will do it accordingly. So when you get the money, I need to see what you're doing with the money before you get more. That's fair. But also, again, the government gave me 1.5 and the GoFundMe gives me almost 3 million. How could the government that's responsible for for certainly the people in my constituency feel the way they feel? And then there has to be accountability. There's all this money from the catastrophe bonds, from wind insurance, flood insurance, pay down, charity, nation donations, international parties, all of these things. And we simply need to understand what is the game plan. How are we going to go to make sure that persons' lives are normalized? If you were around, which you probably weren't, for Hurricane Gilbert, I was around, so I'm a little predated. I'm a dinosaur, way before the 80s, baby. But Common Entrance, which is now PEP, was interrupted by Hurricane Gilbert. And at the same time, light came back January 1st, and the exam was the 10th of January. And it never stopped. Some persons passed, some persons failed. What I can tell you for sure is that the government of the day lost the next election. Because the reality is no government wants to weather this storm. It's not easy, especially as a third world country.
let me ask you then, you mentioned it briefly. What's your take? And I'll just get your response briefly if we can, because I want to try and get 2 questions in. How do you feel about the whole Buju versus Vaz controversy, where Buju obviously came out with that video, making criticism to say that items from his, packages were taken, from his cargo was taken. The government sort of come out calling him a nuisance and was very stern in their response. I mean, do you think, we've had people come on here saying, hey, I'm not sure if I want to send stuff now. And a lot of people on the other hand are saying, well, this has been happening for decades. It's been an ongoing problem. Buju's only opened a can of worms here.
No, I'm telling you, the aptitude, let me know if I'm using too many big words, because I'm guilty of that sometimes. The competence, the level of understanding of who your audience is would be why there is that that chatter. If you know Buju Banton firebomb everything. He's simply saying, even if it was exaggerated, if I send 4 Irish Spring and 2 missing, somebody thief it. All the response that should have come from the minister respectfully was, people for stop thief, because opportunities to thief. Listen, I don't need to say that there are times when you have your suitcase. I don't know if when I leave in the UK, if it happened in the UK, but when I reach Jamaica and customs ready to look in my bag, a shoe's missing and nothing not right. That is from one country till you get here. Yeah, that wasn't a war thing. So people must stop acting like that persons aren't missing things. Buju Banton just happened. Buju Banton's response just happens to be from a celebrity, and at the end of the day, take away Buju Banton and enter Mark Myrie. He was a victim. The information that was put out there is so unprofessional. This is not the court of public opinion breaching right to privacy to defend yourself. If you felt that way, one would understand that you don't just get up and put on talk about, I have the flight, I have the cargo manifesto, and Buju, you only had 3 barrels and so had the rest, and here it is. It doesn't change the fact that he lost his stuff and who was protecting him. So I could see why persons are a little bit problematic.
Yeah. I mean, I think it continues to divide people, but like I said, it's opened a healthy debate and a healthy conversation about, the process itself and whether there are long-term issues or reforms needed in order to give people the confidence and the belief in the system, which I think they don't have at the moment. Because as I said, there are a lot of people who echo what Buju has said.
I agree, but Kizzy Dad, this is the one opportunity I'm gonna tell you. Clearly you're a dopey bat. You're not a judge, you're not a jury, this is not a court. How do you come to the conclusion that somebody lied when you don't have the evidence? I'm saying proceed with caution. Both persons may have a point, and if somebody says I lost something, that's it. The thing about it, at the end of the day, did the persons who the donations was intended for receive it? No, and that is the mischief that we're trying to correct. So when donors all across the world is sending with the greatest of intentions, the responsibility of government, members of parliament, citizens, charities is to ensure that it reaches the people who need it. Remember, it's a 5-tier thing. You send goods from the UK or America, it gets here. If five tins of mackerel is there and 2 is missing at the airport, 1 is missing when it gets to Westmoreland, and when we reach the Montego Bay, it's only 1 can. That is problematic, and I'm going to leave it at that. What's the question?
Corey, just make your question brief, just straight to the point. What's your question?
It's not a question, rather. I was trying to get on last night, but I am in agreement with you, Noel. I love your program and I love what you're doing. Mr. Isat Buchanan, I'm one of your biggest fans here in New York City. I'm not a politician. I'm not red. I'm not green. One of the things I want to put out there, though, is that there's a cry for people with disability autism and Down syndrome who are not receiving help in a way that they should get help. I'm a psychologist here in New York, and these are the people that I work with. So I'm looking forward to see how best I could, come up with something with somebody to try to reach out to those people. There's a place in Santa Cruz there that I know somebody that reached out to me that is stating that there's some help that is needed there. Um, but I just want to say, whatever you're doing, Noel, thank you for doing open the platform. And Mr. Isaac Buchanan, big up to you all the time, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
blessings to you.
Appreciate you, Corey. Esther, are you there?
Good evening.
Yes, Esther. What's your question?
I believe that all this stuff that Mr. Bujo lost, he lost it for true. Because I'm a poor woman and I've been coming from here with phone in my handbag, and this lady searched the bag, and by I reach home the box of the phone was in the bag and no phone in the box.
So you believe that there's...
That's the point. That's the point I was trying to make. That one, Bush was saying he lost stuff. Daryl finding evidence don't change the fact that things were missing in transit. It's a simple thing.
Because once, and I sent barrel, I sent a commercial box one time, and when the commercial box reached, there was two big hole in the side, and a lot of stuff was lost from it. A lot of stuff that I sent, I videoed them, and most of the stuff wasn't in the box. But who can I go to? Because when you're poor, you can't do nothing for yourself. You have to just let it go.
I agree. There's a thing you see that called ad hominem, which is attacking the person. It always takes away from the issues that we are to think about. For instance,
Definitely.
Buju was a bit inappropriate to blame the persons who work at the facility without evidence, but he's
Yes,
entitled to
definitely.
raise his accusations. But at the same time, the minister who carries out his investigation, whatever that means, doesn't assist by saying you are a liar and you didn't lose anything, because you don't know, you weren't
Definitely.
there to pack it. And so
Yeah,
these are the two
definitely.
things. These are the two things that we have to come with a critical mind to ensure that at the end of the day we're having this conversation or an argument over issues because the intended beneficiaries do not get the benefit of what was sent, and there are persons in the diaspora that wants to continue to send things and items to Jamaica to assist because there is real devastation.
Yeah, and this rush again, you see, because of the rush, a lot of people is gonna lose things. A lot of people gonna lose things, and the rush is not gonna show up. That's why I say I had barrel to pack. I'm gonna wait until the rush go off before I send anything.
Good.
Well, I would say this. Just remember that you need to send it before December 31st so that you don't have to pay duty on the items.
Well,
So no, I'm just saying that is also important, as well as
Yes.
just be targeted in what you're doing, because at the end of the day, again, if you have the best and greatest intentions to help people, you're also gonna have to step out in faith and do what you
Yeah,
do.
that's true too. But
All right.
I'm telling you the truth, I rather pay for it. And then what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna make sure everything that I'm sending down gonna written down and take that photo and put another piece in the bottom of the barrel also,
That is
All right,
that's a
Esther.
good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would
All right.
advise
Appreciate you, Esther.
everybody to do that also.
All right, Esther. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Driver, what's your question?
Good evening, sir. No, I want to make a statement. Good evening to you and good evening to.
So, driver.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Is this a statement to Isaac or is it a question? Because we're having to move quite quickly.
Yeah, man. It's a whole. It's something pertaining to all of this. What happened? Because I had a bad experience just Tuesday gone.
All right. So
with
here's the thing. So perfect. So what we can do, driver, is. Because I'm quite pressed for time with Isaac, you can come back up and share once he leaves. I just want to take questions and people who just might have really pertinent questions regarding his constituency or just what's happening in Jamaica right now. Okay.
Well, it was surrounding that, but I understand your situation, and I won't force your hand towards that, sir.
Oh no, I mean, that is it a question, or do you just want to share an experience? That's what I'm asking you. If it's a question, we can hear the question, and Isaac can answer. What I'm saying.
Let me ask the question. Mr. Isaac, I'm from Brighton Newmarket. Right now, I haven't heard of anyone. It was used to Mr. Hutchison on the JLP side that was responsible. I haven't heard of anybody gone up to Brighton, Donegal, Springfield to go check on anyone up there. And I must tell you, I have close friend up there, like a 94-year-old lady by the name of Miss Nelly. Her house that was blown off, and we haven't heard of no one went to visit these people or nothing like that. So, yes, sir.
All right, so I will say to you that your member of parliament did make representation in parliament of the devastation in that particular constituency, as well as the type of help that was needed. It wasn't one of the constituencies that was highlighted on day one, but persons are aware of it. I know that the military has been doing drop off and extractions, and there has been use of technology to find out what is going on. So although that member of parliament is a Jamaica Labour Party, I will come to his defense to say that he has been advocating and identifying those very communities.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, driver. I am. Go ahead. I am. What's your question?
Yeah, Isaac.
Yes.
Hello.
Greetings.
Yeah, man. Selassie, hello. Can you please explain how the money or monies that are being received by the Jamaican government from all the different forms, whether it's donated or even money that were put aside for disasters? Can you please explain, especially the billions that we've heard that should be paid out to Jamaica through the insurance? Can you please explain how the average Jamaican will benefit from those money that's coming in? Thank you.
Sir, that's an excellent question. The verdict is out. Nothing has happened yet in relation to those monies. There are questions that's put in relation to accounting for the monies. What's the status as to whether or not it's actually in the account where Jamaica is concerned? I know there's a platform for Jamaica that's supportjamaica.com or .gov, something like that, and they haven't said how much, or I don't know what the new update is. I don't know how those funds will be allocated. The only concern that was raised so far was that generators were donated to Jamaica and they were being sent out on loan. That also was controversial. But I suspect that in a time like this, I will say that I am a part of the opposition. I'm not government. So I can only ask those questions as you raise them, and I will certainly do so tomorrow. If the opportunity gives, you can check the parliament. That's what my job is and my role. I will raise the questions and hope that an answer comes.
One more question before I go, please. Do you think that the Jamaica government and the opposition is corrupt?
If I think they're, well, let me say this. If I think they are corrupt, I mean, I ran a whole campaign about corruption, and I'm now a member of parliament. So I think that corruption is one of the biggest problems that we have in Jamaica, and a lot of things are being put in place right now, and for things to appear to be transparent and for persons to understand. So my thing is this. I can only say at this point that it speaks for itself. Governments across the world have always been corrupt, have always been corrupted. I've seen corruption on both sides, PNP and JLP, and all I can tell you is speak for myself, that you can't include me in that and don't mix me up. I'm not related to one Kizidan. I'm not a miscreant or a Krasmite. So for the love of it, I'll just say that the answer, you know the answer to that. Blessings.
Appreciate you, I am. Dior, do you want to ask your question?
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Buchanan. Thanks for
Yes.
coming on the platform. Norrell, before I get into what I have to say, I do have to say this. We have our elected official on this platform. We cannot sit and allow persons in the comment to continue to disrespect him. We cannot disrespect the Prime Minister. I don't think it's fair for us to sit here and read some of the comments that you're talking to about Mr. Buchanan. That's what I have to say. On the other note, as it relates to worth, I have experienced it multiple times, multiple times. The last time I experienced severe damages is I sent some stuff back in August. I sent a laptop, a phone, and few items. They took that. When my mom went back to the Tivoli Wharf, they told her she had to file a claim and then come back to them. Back in April, I sent some gaming equipment to my little brother. I sent a whole complete bedroom set. And could you believe things were missing? It's not first, the second, or the third time. Right now, I literally just sent 13 boxes and 80 cases of water to Jamaica for this hurricane relief. And I am in despair that when my mom gets to Wharf, things are going to be missing. We can say a budget approach to coming outward may have been a little bit shabby, but we cannot dismiss the fact that his feelings or his claims are valid. We have to be open and unbiased that yes, his approach may have been not so what we would want from an artist in this time, but his reasons are valid. Things were missing. The approach from the minister is also disrespectful, and I think those workers should be charged for treason because those stuff were for relief.
Well, all right. So, amazing. Let me tell you this. Given this national disaster, national emergency, it's just very unfortunate that persons would continue their usual sticky fingers, hand in the cookie jar behavior with little regard for those who need it. I'll start right there. I see persons in the comments saying that the moderators, I'm responding to everything you said, that moderators should block people. I think that the moderators should tell those people that they're to use that anger and hate that they have and tap the screen so that the hearts can go up, so that we can get more listeners, viewers, likes, hearts, and send gifts, especially if you run out of Colgate and you don't have it, send gifts so we can provide that for you. Tap the screen. That's for Kizzy and Punkos. Just tap the screen. Yes, send Rosie, send a lion or two, and keep freedom of expression alive. Buju's rant was freedom of expression. And I don't care how the minister feel, Buju don't have to apologize to nobody for feeling how he feel. When they not pay him rent, when they not pay him bill, and whether them delete it or not, that's his business. Come for me now. Come for me. Check me at Garden House tomorrow. But I will say this. Thief they everywhere. Thief they on wharf, thief they at airport, thief in a parliament, thief they everywhere. Thief they at doctor office, thief they at supermarket, thief they anywhere the goods are, the thief are. All when Jesus did up on the cross, he had a thief on him left and a thief on him right. And himself forgive them, not charge them with treason. Have a blessed day, and I agree with you. Just say
thank you. Before I do go, I want to say thank you for your amazing work you've been doing for East Portland. We appreciate you and we applaud you for everything you're doing. Big up yourself and thanks for adding me. Bye-bye.
Blessings to you.
I appreciate it. Daly, you'll have to be really quick with your question if that's okay, Daly. Just one question, okay?
Hey, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Good afternoon to Isat Buchanan. It's the closest I get to talk to you since you becomes member of parliament.
You'll have to come closer to the phone, Daly. Just come closer, please, and just get to the question if that's okay.
Can you hear me better?
A little bit fainted, but go ahead.
Okay. I said, I want to ask this question. The money that was granted to the member of parliament.
Yeah.
Like I watched a sitting of parliament that was like MP like yourself, least affected area. I'm from Southeastern here. I'm living in the state. So what that money is supposed to be doing? Exactly what are the things that you are supposed to go using that money for?
All right. So it's important that if you're concerned about that money, that you have to watch Parliament, because the Prime Minister has allocated a lot of funds for a lot of different things. As I said,
And specifically,
1.5.
let's start talking about like the 10 million that goes to the worst affected areas and like the
Right. So I will see how you say it. So $10 million to the worst affected areas. So when you ask me that question, just know that my constituency did not receive $10 million. We
yes.
received $3 million. The money does not go to the members of parliament; it goes to government agencies. Let me be clear. In relation to the $3 million, it is a grant of $50,000, and for the most extreme, 10 for $100,000. Now, what you have to do is find the houses that don't have rooftops and have damage, geotag it, send it into the parliament to ensure that they approve whether or not the person gets it. So they have their checks and balances. So those who think that the MPs have the money to do what they want with, not the case. And if there is a way to do it, means I just come, me not have no time. I actually have a profession and a career. For those of you in here having a warm time, losing your minds, I'm an accomplished
Isaac,
attorney at law, and the last time I checked, I still am.
you know
All
what?
right.
I glad you were able
I'm
to
just, I'm
shed
just
some
putting that
light.
there. And when you're
I'm
bored, you
glad
can
that
watch
you were
me on
able to
Context
shed some
Matters.
light on
I'm
this.
over there too. Or on Thursdays, catch me on TikTok. If you ain't sending me lions, and I tell you where to go, but I'm not going to disrespect the boss man program. But I want you to come over my TikTok when me a stream. I got it for you, I promise.
All right. Chef, please go ahead and unmute. Just ask your question briefly if you can. You've got it on mute, Chef. Okay. There is son of Punkus wants to come up. I don't know if you want to
No, he
talk to
needs
him
to
right
come
now.
up because he's sending
Okay, you'd like.
misinformation. I'm not just an ex-con. I'm a two-time convicted. So you're
But
sending out bad information.
I just want to make something clear here, Isat. So you're the second member of parliament from the People's National Party who I've had on this platform. So Nikisha Birchall did this a couple of weeks ago, and the whole point of doing this is we're trying to, peel the layers away and to show people this isn't about politics. There are people on the ground right now who are still in need of help. There are people impacted, and politics should go to the side. So you've agreed to come onto this platform to be transparent, to speak your mind, and to show people, how you're working on the ground, what resources you need, what help you need, and how things are going behind the scenes with the government. There are individuals within the Jamaica Labour Party who have accused me of being a PNP operative because I speak the truth and I ask those difficult questions that they don't like to hear. If people are telling me now that, you shouldn't have Isaac on because he's from the other side, then look at the example of what we're about to do. I'm transparent. I'm willing to bring anybody on this platform, give people the opportunity to ask you questions. And Punkus, look at this. You're going to be the guy who obviously is very aligned with the Jamaica Labour Party. You've got an opportunity to ask him a question, and I'll just urge you, Punkus, to be respectful. What is your question?
I am always respectful. Afternoon, Sir MP. I have two questions.
Why?
I have getting information that your office has been closed for the duration of the hurricane and after the hurricane. Is that so?
You're getting that information. Did you go there?
No, sir. My brothers and
He lives in
sisters
the
and other family
Netherlands.
members lived in. No, well, I'm answering the MP now. I'm capable of answering the MP question.
Yeah,
I
but
have family members.
listen, 1 second, Punkus. Punkus, you're not going to come up here be feisty. I've given you the
I'm not
opportunity to
being
come and ask a
feisty.
question, and I'm being transparent. You live in the Netherlands. He's asked you a question.
No,
There are other
but
people that want to come, so I'm not going to have
but I was
you
about
taking
to
over
answer
to do a
him.
Q&A.
I was
So
about
go
to
ahead.
answer him.
Just ask your
I
question. Go
have
ahead.
family members that live in Bombrook, sir, and they
Yes.
say that they have visited your office and your office is closed.
All right. So I'm going to say this to your family member. There's a sign that says open. It's spelled OPEN. I know that some persons, and I don't know, only you could tell me because I don't have the information as to whether or not your family members can read and write. But if they can't, then you have to let them know that the sign is red.
Sir,
No,
MP,
I'm being for real
that's
because I
unnecessary.
live in Portland and my office is on Smat Road. What I can tell you is that the former MP's office is closed. So if your family are labor rights, obviously that office is going to be closed
No,
because that
no,
vase was broken.
no,
However,
no,
my
sir.
office is open from Monday to Saturday, from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and I'm there all the time. My open hours is Friday, and I have it from 9 o'clock right up to 5 o'clock. No break at all. So I'm just letting you know that. And let your family also know that my office is non-political. You don't need to bring an ID to say who you vote for. I don't care. Election done. I'm just ask that at a time like this, you don't need to be political for anything. I might know your family members and I love everybody, believe me when I tell you this. So that type of vitriol that you're coming at me with is misinformation, and you just need to let them know that if they need help, that's what I am there for, and they have no duty to vote for me. They don't have to like me. If them rooftop blow off, tell them to come and get the grant. It's government money, not mine. So they just need to understand that the taxpayers' money belongs to them. I don't see green and I don't see orange. Yeah, I want you to know that because apparently you don't know who I am and you're just following a narrative that isn't so. There are videos where I was literally in the rain. I went and I opened shelters. I brought mattresses, I brought food, I brought medication, I brought everything necessary. And still people say I am missing. Of course I'm going to be missing because I'm everywhere in Portland. That's where I live. What I won't do is give my address because that constituency has had a history of killing the member of parliament from the People's National Party. So that is why I have security and that's why my movements are secured. But I'm telling you that for the benefit of anybody that likes to be gadflies and just mischief makers. All right?
So I can respond to you now?
Go ahead.
Son of Punkus, one second. Son of Punkus, 1 second. It's a Q&A. What I will do, I'll open the floor to you to come back when Isat's left, if that's okay, because I just got two more people.
I did say I have two questions.
I know, but Punkus, why is it going to be one rule for you and then everybody else?
You know what, Sir Isat, thank you for your time, sir. Okay.
876. Go ahead.
You can message me. You can message me on TikTok and we continue the conversation.
No, that's okay, sir.
All right. Blessings to you.
876. Your question. I mean, listen, Isat. We can't make one rule for people who have, who just want to ruin it. I mean, it's gonna then make it become unruly. So it's one question. If he wants to come back up and sort of respond to you or to elaborate on any points that you made, he's free to do so. He knows that the platform's open for him to do so. 876.
Boy, you sure?
Brother Isaac, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing, sir?
All right. So I have a charity group over here, right? With the construction, and I'm trying to reach out to different member of parliament from the other day, and then send information inbox them on TikTok. I did that. Nobody not reach out to me, right? Now, I know that because I'm not there, based off the information that I've got, they're saying that the western side of Jamaica is more badly damaged. And I've heard too as well that Portland is also damaged too as well. Now, I don't know if I can inbox you, yes or no, or if there's somebody that I can call to arrange, because we are planning on coming down in a couple of months. We're going to be there for like a month. We're going to do some rebuilding. You get me a come from, but at the same time, we're going to want some assistance. You get me a come from, forget like certain other things, because I already make the professional them with the skill set for help rebuild. You understand where I come from? Now I've come on this platform, I got to go other platform, and they must say, oh, inbox me, inbox them, and me not getting a response. So if me not,
so I'm gonna tell you this. The Minister Olivia Grange, that's Babsy, she has on the Support Jamaica website. There is a thing that you click down and it shows you how to be a volunteer. So all those persons, you can put them in as volunteers, and the government actually have that type of facilities to assist and
Okay.
cooperate. Right now, me's an opposition MP. We not no money. So any assistance that we have is for the people of Portland and only for Portland. Right now,
Okay.
you couldn't even ask me for a mackerel right now. You wouldn't get it unless you come from Portland. And all punkers, him couldn't get it because him no live there. But him family can get it because Brown Book them come from. You understand?
All right then. That's all right, Buchanan.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Appreciate you, 876. Thank you. Comrade, go ahead and ask, please.
President, good afternoon to you, the host, Noel. Thank you for having me here. President, good afternoon to one Isaac Buchanan. We salute you. Taking note of Vice here, Derval. Yeah, I want to say, Isaac Buchanan,
Yes.
I am so proud of you for trading Eastern Portland, and say to you, continue to keep up the good work and continue do what you are doing, and you know you have Comrade Derval support 100%, and you know God will bless you and keep you and continue do what you are doing, Isaac Buchanan. Yes.
All right, big up
Those are
yourself,
my
Derval.
words.
But Derval, why you left on the internet across Andrew and the rest of the labor right them? You could do better, you know. All right.
No, Isaac. Come and see a man with a dirty heart and a dirty man. You have to lift him up, man. Lift up out of parliament, man. Lift up out of parliament. I'm going to start beating him of correction. Isaac, I'm going to start beat him with the leather belt. Isaac, my belt you say no, with him name mark on him, I beat him with it.
No, Dev.
So I'm gonna respectfully though, although I make light of the situation, you know, I'm gonna certainly in spaces where I'm at, I'm gonna ask that people have respect for the Prime Minister and respect the office that he holds. That was the point I was really trying.
100%. And the same way we're asking people to respect you as a member of Parliament, we do it for the Prime Minister and his office, you know. So that's why I thought that was not appropriate. But all good. Freedom. That's his opinion, right? If he wants to use the internet to you know make use of his time doing that, then so be it. Falcon, please, if you can unmute and just make your question super brief, if okay. Falcon, you there?
Yeah, no, I just want to adjust phone because I just want to make him know that I live. Yeah, I'm here. Right,
Go ahead.
Right at the corner and the white upstairs house, fully white. The man office always open. Nothing no go so. Your family them I tell you a lie.
So you've come on to
big up yourself, Falcon.
So Falcon's come on to rebut Punkas's claims that your office is closed. So he said he lives right above your office and can verify that your office is open. Tyler?
Yes, I just wanted to commend him for being so transparent. And I was on your platform last night, and like I said, this is one of the most informative and educated ones that I've been on. So you keep doing what you're doing, because you can't be in two places at one time. And if people would, like I said, it's going to take more than the Prime Minister. It's going to take more than you by yourself. It's going to take the whole village.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a village. I'm in South Carolina. We had a bad tornado last year. Some people just not being able to go back to their houses. You know, and I understand over there that it's outside, but God is still in control.
Amen.
No matter what. God is always will be in control. Thank you, Noel.
Appreciate it, Tyler. And you know, Isaac, I feel like the eyes of the world are in Jamaica right now, you know, and that's why I think it's important that, you know, whatever side of the political spectrum you sit on, or even if you're non-political, if there is genuine concerns, it's important to say, hey, you know, I believe that this could be better. And you know, in the long run, it will prepare and sort of hopefully, you know, put measures in place that will prevent us doing this again, you know, making the same criticisms. Because at the end of the day, it's real people, real lives that are on the line right now. Natasha, you can unmute and ask your question.
Pleasant good evening to you guys. Good evening, Mr. Buchanan, Isaac. Big up yourself, my G. You see,
Me see you go a good work and me a beat you to, you know, cause me a say me no see you talk up as me used to say talking on, but me there over here so I see how long, I mean you do the good job what you do, just continue do what you do, my boss. No make the body distract you. We see the cockroach them in the comment, but don't watch them. Some of Funkos a problem in the next one when they in the comment, but don't watch them, continue to do what you're doing, sir. Them, why them not gonna ask for them member of parliament, them a tell lie about your office lock up. You say a poke again and them want to spread. But listen, I come to you about my boss. What go on with the virus them when we hear spread down the country there. Now work start to clean up the place with the big mosquito them where eat up the people them.
Well, as I said, I don't speak for the minister, but they have been doing things in terms of trying to remove carcasses, the mosquito
So why
spraying.
that never do before this reach? Why that never do before this reach to this limit? That's how much people get fined now with the virus and leptospirosis and what something was spreading the whole atmosphere. What
Yeah, especially it may be a call for different protocols for the distribution of cooked food and
Yes.
just things that are open and just for public health. But again, the minister needs to. He is the one charged with doing that, and I'm sure they will respond. We need to be a
But
little bit more preventative than
this
reactive.
need, all right. Now you hear say it a job, cause one of my friend, which name Ocean Queen something, a fear cousin, the 21-year-old youth to pass off because of dengue. Him
Yeah.
pass off because of the dengue, because of drinking the dirty water and all. That those things gonna avoid if the minister them did not move quicker than where them did not move. That could not avoid. And then now me see them have curfew down there now where mosquito and the people them. This thing are gonna spread more and more. And people are afraid for us taking people in them house now because nobody no want nobody come knock them house. So what can do about this way go spread in Jamaica? The health minister needs to come out, come do something from when we are about the dead carcass them down there we want to clean up the dirty water and all of that and nothing never no action no make. And now see that things start spreading in Jamaica. What gonna happen?
I like one of the things I like when these things happen because even before Melissa, I did in Parliament raise that point with the minister who had spoken about November is the month for dengue and the removal of garbage by the minister of local government and the municipalities is important. And so we have a lot of things that's going on. And again, it is important for platforms like Noel to raise the critical questions so that persons will respond in real time. There's
Yes.
also the realities that Jamaica, although we're little, when it comes to disaster, it's a very large area and it is difficult in terms of resources. We have persons from Barbados, we have persons from the United States, we have persons from Venezuela, we have persons from St. Vincent. We have persons all across the Caribbean that's here with their technical skills assisting the persons on the ground. The field hospitals, the Minister of Health has set up field hospitals and is going as quickly as he can within.
No, they never quickly. No, Isaac.
No, this is just hear me out now because I like to split fairness. One of the things is that it is important that people speak up because there is an assumption that people know everything. I always say people must remember, no matter how pretty you want to make it sound, Jamaica is still a third world country. We're trying to move in the modern times. We did great with COVID, much better than the United States and much better than a lot of places in the world. We are trying to manage this and it's happening in real time. I don't know one MP that's not working. When I take off my glasses, you can see that my eyes are I don't get enough sleep because I'm always working. It's not only Portia one work, and all the MPs do it. Some of us are older than some, and some of us fly like me with the gray hair and all of those things. But the reality is this: we are working and we're doing what we can do. With our, you can't see it because it's the filters. This TikTok, baby, you gotta just work with it. If I tell you that my eyes are dark and I got rings, raccoon eyes, I got it. But the filters got me looking good right now. But anyway, back to the seriousness. I'm just saying that as much as we are here to criticize, the criticisms must be constructive. I'm just reporting to you that I've seen and heard the minister. I've seen him on the ground in Westmoreland. This is the Minister of Health. I've seen him field hospital in St. Elizabeth. I see them going to, one was requested for Hanover, a second one in Savlamar, and these things are happening in real time, but disease don't discriminate.
There's a new one, Isaac, in Trelawney as well. A new one
and in
opened yesterday in
Trelawney.
Trelawney.
So we're 20 days out. I literally said, if you can't give me a field hospital, just give me 2 refrigerators for cold storage for medication. So I'm thinking about what are the possible side effects and outcomes in my area, and I'm just saying that persons need to report matters, sound the alarm, ring the bell, whatever you need to do to bring it to the attention of the local authority, the government, and in the newspaper, because there's a lot of distractions by all of these persons who are taking pictures and doing documentaries about, look at me, I'm helping, here's my foundation, I'm helping. It's nice, but it doesn't fix the problem that's immediate, and the government needs to step up and do its job.
Okay,
Natasha.
sir. Well said and well said, sir. What I'm saying now, I hear telling us
Natasha,
about the
Natasha,
grant,
just one
the
second.
grant that you get. Yes, sir.
Natasha, just because one second, Isaac, I know you've gone over your time. How are you feeling?
No, I'm good. I'll just address the people.
Okay, cool.
All the people that's there, and then I'll take my leave.
Neil,
Natasha,
respect and thanks for having me on your platform. I saw
Natasha. I want you to come back up because I think you said you had a friend who's lost her son. You mentioned.
Our cousin.
Can you please come back up? I want to have a conversation with you about that. I feel like that's a separate discussion because I think Isaac's just taking questions now.
Yes.
All right, no problem, sir.
But if you just wait and then, please do, and then I'll invite you back up and then we can talk
respect
about it.
for my boss to Marky G. Because you have to have respect for Andrew. Them not respect for Marky G. That's why our people, Marky G, put them out. Me and Derval out. Because so them this man,
Marky G get all the respect in the world. Just believe me when I tell you that.
I say,
disrespect Marky G. One Marky G we say.
Well, I know like us son of Punkus and the one day Navia was sure and all of them. That's why. So we are the people for Marky G and them are the people for Andrew. So I say go, cost. All right.
And guess what, Natasha? Natasha, we provide a platform where you guys can come together and talk, but respectfully. So, in a way...
No disrespect over your platform. No flow and respect, all right?
All right, appreciate it, Natasha. I'll bring you back up shortly, okay?
One mama son on the black Neil. You know, you must say about me. One mama son can I never talk. Tell them for chuck off. One Marky G will say.
All right, Tasha, your question, please.
I am a Jamaican, even though I live in...
You got to come closer to the phone. Come closer to the phone.
Yes, go ahead.
You hear me now?
Yes.
As a Jamaican, because I'm a Jamaican, even though I am in the US. I have not been on the ground in Jamaica from the start. But what I want to find out, Mr. Isaac.
Yes.
I have only seen, correct me if I am wrong. I only see Andrew Honest Spirit alone. And the second thing I want to ask, correct me if I am wrong, but let me finish my point. What I want to know, I am not saying that the Jamaican party for the Jamaican people not supposed to help Jamaican people. I'm not saying that they're not supposed to. But I believe the sole responsibility of the government in the Jamaican government is to help the people. And I am saying is this, right? You have all the artists and you have all the groups and all the people and everybody coming and giving their package and doing that. What happened to the government? What aid is government giving to the MP? I watch what I can watch on my phone, and I see that he said that he's $10 million. How can you give a member of parliament $10 million? I give a man, the minister of course, $12 million for bill a sign. And I'm saying this, Andrew Holness in my eyes, and I work at a hospital in America. I am in South Florida to make it clear. And I am telling you, what I have yes, you said that we're a third world country. I'm sorry for me be talking so rough, but the tears come to my eyes. You know why? The government spend how many $1 million to do a by-election in St. Anne. The government go back again and do a by-election in Trelawney. Are you gonna tell me, say, your people at Jamaica will sleep under umbrella? Are you gonna tell me, say, you have never walked? One place the man walk. And I am saying to this, yes, I understand the pain, and I understand you guys that fight. But what I'm saying is that Andrew Honest need to be all accountable for all these things. It is bad when I have a white nurse, when I have a Spanish nurse look at me and say, Miss this, what is that going on in your country? What happened to the government? I haven't seen a minister. The only minister I've seen is Deatan Campbell. Mr. Darrell, what is his name again?
Dwayne Vaz.
Dwayne Vaz. Mr. Nikisha Burchett cried, the young lady cried. Tears come to my eyes when Mr. Deatan, a big doctor, in the office, I cry. Andrew Honest have not walked one time in Westmoreland. If I am wrong, correct me, because I am seeing on the phone and TikTok. And when you look, and you see, he put on a 3-piece suit and invite Ramesh in his office. Ramesh haven't done what Shaggy have done. Ramesh haven't done what Spice have done. Ramesh haven't done what Sean Paul have done. And you take a man because of PR. I am saying to you, Andrew Honest need to be all accountable. He needs to be exposed because my country, I was born in a Jamaica. Even though I have my paper to my mother from I was a child, but I never chose to live. The reason why I chose to come to America, even though I have a residency from long time, I want Andrew Honest in the second term. So I want to come back home. America is not for me in the sense of the freedom I have, the joy I have. If I am stressed from work in Jamaica and I walk down the road, there's a man or a woman in the corner that make me laugh, put joy upon myself. If me hungry and I cook some soup at the shop, me can't go get a cup of soup. They don't give me because Jamaica don't call us come for your soup. The joy I have to go to the river on a Saturday, go put 3 rocks on our pot pan fire and even have washing machine in my yard. I'm living in one good get community in Jamaica. The job of the best. I am saying to you, we cannot allow Andrew Honest to make Jamaica go down. It is going down. He's not doing his job. And I am saying,
So Tasha, is your question to Isat, is the Prime Minister doing his job properly or not?
Exactly, that's what I want to say, but I don't want to put Isaac on the spot because he's a minister and you have to be professional. I don't want to put him on the spot. So I am answering the question. I asked the question, but I'm answering the question.
Oh, you asked a rhetorical question. All right, let me just say this. You raised some absolutely excellent point. I don't think that's why they say context matters, or rather, I say context matters because it never even dawned on me that there was a sign in Montego Bay that cost $20 million. And probably everywhere there is a sign, it's $20 to $30 million. But the allocations is what, $3 million to assist with persons to do whatever they're doing. It is interesting. But what I will say is I can't comment on the whole Ramesh thing. That's a social media thing, and I don't live in social media except when I'm on TikTok begging lions. It is media. It is PR. And I said before you were on the program that PR cannot fix this problem. It's so ironic because if you're going to bring a social media person up to your office, you need to bring Andre Stevens, you need to bring, who else I see down there? I see Nikki Z, I see all kind of people, but I saw Tyrese, I saw Vibes Cartel, I saw Spice, and Spice program is the most practical one $4,500 and you get a open back trailer with brick and cement and the things you need to do to build a house. It opens up the door for the communities to assist carpenters, masons, the persons with skill to quickly intervene, because we live in a high crime society where the people in our country has to find ways and means of fending for themselves. That is it. Where government fails, the people step in. Whoever have time for the PR, kudos to them. But all I will say is every maca have them stick a bush and every PR have them PR company. That's what wins elections at the end of the day, apparently. Hype over substance. That's what they say, except in my case, I was all substance, hype, and all of it. And I had a hammer and I broke a vase. Who don't like it, see me in 5 years, all right?
Ensam, your question, please.
Yes. My question is very strategic for Isat. Your constituency is a Maroon assisted community, you know what I mean?
Constituency?
Yes. So I am begging for my Maroon people in Portland and those in St. Elizabeth. It just so happened, and also the Taino people in these affected areas, to be given some priority based on the heritage of what they did to produce what we now know as Jamaica, and not just to be, and also, not only that, I'm giving you this idea because I don't believe in blaming people. You can't have a category 5 for the first time in 80 years and know everything. So a lot of what going on right now for the next 6 months, expect some foolishness. Now, the thing I'm asking, if we could get some of these people evacuated, the far-to-reach areas, get them evacuated to a central point and service them there instead of trying to service them in place, is going to create some negative repercussions that you must just shelter in place. Some of those places are below standard, regardless of the hurricane.
All right, so let me respond to your two things. I agree with you about possible relocation. We raised that earlier. The Maroon community, certainly in Accompong, St. Elizabeth, Chief is well advanced and way ahead of government in terms of coordination, dissemination of charity as it is received. Their Starlink distribution is far superior than what the government has done. Yet you live and you learn. Perhaps that's why the Accompong Maroons were paid a visit by the powers that be to see what they're doing so it can be replicated. There's nothing wrong with that. The Maroons of Moortown, under the stewardship and leadership of Chief Sterling, I'm happy to tell you that the Maroon community was not badly hit. JPS is working its very best to restore light in that area. But for Paka with our mouth chaka, we say we can't do nothing, we're not gonna have the surprise of our life when the ball drop in terms of what the Maroon community has to do in terms of leading by example of what community building should look like. I don't run off my mouth. I am actually somebody, I'm a doer. So let's just leave it at that and understand that I agree with you in some, or well, I don't say the full name, but Maroons are way ahead of the disaster that's taking place in Jamaica, and the rest of Jamaica can take a page out of their book.
Yeah, I just want the people.
Do you know, Ensam, I apologize. Please come back up when Isat's left. I did. My sticky fingers got a little bit too happy there because I'm trying to get people talking very quickly. People talk. And look, Andre Stevens is here. You mentioned him. By magic, he appears.
See?
People talk.
That's social media for you. They're probably going to tell you.
Hello. Your question, please?
There's a
Hi. The thing that I'm here in London, right? So, I didn't follow the Prime Minister until recently, but I noticed that the relief, the financial figures, I find it to be insufficient to distribute to all of his constituents. Now, in addition to the question I would like to ask is that I don't know if the government had a contingency plan. I don't know if Isaac can answer that because he's a part of the parliament.
All right, a part of the parliament, but I'm not government. Let me tell you, let me just be clear because I like to fact check. The prime minister said the allocations that he's giving is just a start. It is a band-aid to a very large wounds that require surgery. I don't think people should think that that's all he's doing because that's absolutely not true. I don't want nobody to vex with me because I don't want nobody to think I'm defending the prime minister. I just speak facts because I'm not an emotional retard. So two, in terms of contingency plan, absolutely not. The government did not have a contingency plan and they are working through press releases and by use of the Minister of, I don't know if it's information, education or the exploring of the DORA. But outside of that, we make these things up as we go, and we need to take the best from everybody to ensure that the people get the practical things that they need. Women need sanitary napkins, old people need depends, children and babies need diapers and baby clothes, people need blankets, people need shoes, people need water, people need food, people need these things every single day, 365 days in the year. What are we doing for Christmas? Is all of these things suspended because we have a natural disaster that no country can prepare for? Jamaica is actually doing better than many countries in the world. If anybody remember Hurricane Katrina, they were sending millions to other countries fighting wars, and the people in Louisiana had a serious problem, if I'm saying the right thing. But that's none of my business because I'm not in America. Yeah.
Okay, I must correct myself. Yeah, it's a starter plan. I did remember that. However, I missed that off. But I still didn't think that it was sufficient to even begin the process in certain areas.
You're absolutely correct. I raised to him that I think that he must reconsider the allocation, especially the starters of 10 million when the lady said, listen, signs are for 20 million and by-elections are $45 million. It is just unconscionable and a lack of human empathy and a breach of constitutional rights, if you ask me. So I agree with you. We are both agreeing, but at the same time, I was just putting the facts out there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, People Talk.
You're welcome.
Jessica, the last. Hope it's a good one. Saving the best for last. What's your question?
Okay, good evening, everyone. All right, so my question is, and I heard that Minister responded to the first part, but given that there wasn't really a strategic or contingency plan put in place to respond to this hurricane or disaster, do you know if the government would put a plan in place now that would include members of government and also the opposition that would establish something that would be effective moving forward? So if something like this were to happen again, or a similar disaster were to happen again, how would they plan to respond to this?
So what cooperation and coordination looks like has to be practical. As I said, I don't think that the answer to that is something I have right now. I do know that I'm advocating for Portland Eastern, which is my duty to do. I'm not going to complain about sabotage. I'm not going to complain about anything because I just don't think that none of those things are there. I always err on the side of caution and I give people the benefits of the doubt. But it is what it is. For those of you who think that MP's failure is something to be happy about, or even the Prime Minister's failure, you're completely wrong. The only people that get hurt in all of this is the Jamaican people. So when there is a disaster, we are to stop, think, how can we help the people? Is there a contingency plan? Absolutely not. I've heard nice and beautiful things in Parliament. Can it come to fruition? Does it fix the problem? I don't think so. And remember, I only think with a human rights hat. And so when I hear all of the economic nonsense and all the political pageantry, if the people aren't being served and the people are not being liberated from what is a disaster, I'm going to always sound like I'm complaining and I'm whining. But if they don't want to help me through government, me will go beg and raise my money through the diaspora, because it is the people who care. So that's why anytime there's exclusion of the diaspora, especially in decisions of how best to do this, it is people who got up and decided that they're not going to wait on government and they're going to come out and do what it is for the people. And then there are people who are complaining. And there are people who are saying, oh, they shouldn't be there, they shouldn't do this. All I'm saying is, if you're there, you don't need to take a million pictures. And all I'm saying, if you're highlighting and updated, do it with respect for the people. Ensure that if a woman in her slip and her brassiere, you don't show her nipples. And if she don't have no teeth, you don't wait till she smile and there's no teeth. Then you take that picture and then you said, oh, feed a woman for a day is just $10. Send $10. We don't need that in Jamaica. You feel how you want to feel. It not change the price of rice to me. As me keep on telling you, you're not hurting me and you're not stop me from winning my election, because competent people live in Portland, Eastern. Neither Punkus or Cray Cray or one Kizzy Busy can stop me. A Portland me represent. You're going to learn that at the end of it all. And that's all I'm going to say. And as for unity, there's a call for it. And I must tell you this. I have seen this parliament. I wasn't in any other one, but I've seen that movement and I've seen persons getting along. I've had great assistance from members of parliament and ministers on the other side, because them know, say, when you come with human rights, anything that is absent human rights is a breach of constitutional rights. And I know where to take that. All right. Blessings.
So
all right,
here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Here's the thing, Isat. I thought it was really important just for us to do this today and to try and get as many members of parliament or ministers or whatever. And we are currently, it is worth saying, in talks with the government to have somebody from the JLP come on. However fruitful that may be, we wait to see. I thought it was important for you today because I think more than ever, people want information. People understand that the cameras may have all been in Jamaica 20 days ago before Melissa made landfall and the first couple of days after landfall, but those cameras have gone. And there are still people suffering. There's still people who are getting help, many others who aren't getting help, people still trying to piece their lives together. But we thought we'd mark today 20 days by having you. And I think there's a lot of people I can see, lining up to come up, but obviously you're pressed for time. Do you want to come back and do another one of these?
Yeah, man, you can call me anytime. I'm okay. Always ready to answer questions as long as I know the answer and to put context. And whether people believe it or not, I don't deal with political pageantry. I'm about the people, and so I split justice wherever it is. So for those of you who feel like I was defending the Prime Minister, I apologize for speaking the truth. For those who feel like I was disrespecting the Prime Minister, boo-hoo-hoo, I apologize for just being truthful. Understand the context, and if you feel like you want to have more conversations and you want to curse me, come over to my live, because I go answer you. I just have respect for no. Anyway, big up, thanks for having me, and I'm just a phone call away.
Overlooked by those around you.
Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll talk about it anyway, all right?
All right. Bless you.
Appreciate it, Isaac. Appreciate it. Thank you.